Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger here to go on the record. He's also a military pilot, I should add. Congressman, I don't think anybody really wants to send boots on the ground, but is it? I mean, but do we have to be? Is there any way we can win this without boots on the ground?
I think it's going to be difficult. I mean, boots on the ground, you know, it's a term people like to say. When all is said and done, though, I mean, we have to defeat ISIS. The president's tried bombing. Bombing's good to slow them down. It's good to disrupt them. But in terms of rolling back and defeating, it's probably going to take some level of boots on the ground. I would argue that we probably have some there already.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is that last week we lost someone in a raid, but he went in armed into a difficult situation where hostages are being held. And the people on the other side, the enemy, ISIS, shot at them, obviously shot and killed. Isn't that combat? Am I not those boots on the ground?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I would argue it is. And look, these men and women that are involved with special forces and the men involved in the front lines with the special operators, special forces, they're really good at what they do. The gentleman that was unfortunately killed had, I think, something like 11 Bronze Stars.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, these are people that sign up to defeat and kill and capture America's enemies.
Why don't we call boots on the ground? Why don't we say it like? Why don't we call it like it is?
Because I think the president's so scared of. He wants to follow this legacy of I got us out of Iraq and I'm going to get us out of Afghanistan. Well, no, maybe 5,500 troops. I think he's just scared to sit. And I've said on your show many times, he needs to do an Oval Office address to the American people and say, here's the problem, here's who ISIS is, and here's how we defeat them. But he's trying to manage it for another year or so.
I don't know. Legacy is another way to say me, 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 when you're worried more about your reputation. But anyway, Congressman, the administration, the president has been changing his tune when it comes to boots on the ground. Here's what has been said in the past and what's been said now.
We will not be sending U.S. troops back into combat in Iraq.
American combat troops are not going to be fighting in Iraq again.
The notion that the United States should be putting boots on the ground, I think, would be a profound mistake, and I want to be very clear and very explicit about it.
The resolution we've submitted today does not call for the deployment of U.S. ground combat forces to Iraq or Syria.
We won't hold back from supporting capable partners in opportunistic attacks against ISIL or conducting such missions directly, whether by strikes from the air or direct action on the ground.
Congressman, see, that's what bothers me. He says no troops will be in combat, and I actually think that's what we had last week. And on the other hand, I sort of hate to hit him over the head with it and say they're doing it for legacy, because I want to make it safe for our leaders to change their minds in light of greater needs.
Well, that's why I wish he'd just level with the American people. You know, I don't want to criticize him too much on this because, look, he said today that they're going to step up their action. I've been saying that they have to do that.
This is late October, and it's not like, I mean, you know.
We've been doing this for over a year.
I mean, you and I have. I mean, you and I have discussed it.
Yeah, and where are we at today? Well, ISIS is in the same territory they've been in. Now, I guess they haven't expanded a whole lot in certain areas. Maybe we can say that that's good. But it's going to take a big step up. And like I said, when I was in Iraq, I mean, you know, I flew an airplane that found bad guys that were captured or killed by the special operators, and we'd unwind these networks until they were basically disintegrated. That's what's going to happen in this fight. And the sooner the president realizes that, maybe he's realizing that now.
Think
the sooner he I hope so. I hope so. You know, you hear the secretary say we're going to step up and get more direct action. Maybe the president gets it, but he needs to communicate this to the American people.
Actually, I think that's a good idea for him to talk to the American people. Tell us where we are, where we stand. Tell us, you know, the news, which may be sort of tough for all of us.
I can't think of the last time he ever had an Oval Office address, by the way. Maybe he has, but that to me is where you level the importance with the American people, and it's like a family meeting.
Congressman, thanks. So nice to see you.
You bet.